Hello, I'm Bill Dawson, and I'm out here at Oakland Nursery on Oakland Park Avenue, the Columbus location, and it's rose time. And I've got a very special guest here today, Mr. Jim Herring, who's president of the Columbus Rose Club. And the Columbus Rose Club is a storied sort of group. Can you tell me a little bit about the Columbus Rose?
The club has been in existence for about 80 years. It started out as a group of men who were interested in gardening, but primarily in growing roses. And it started out as a kind of like a dinner club. They would have dinner together once a month. And that has continued for about 80 years, since the early 1930s. We now have women in the club as well as men.
Nice.
And a lot of husband and wife couples.
Yeah, and all not all rosarians per se, but they all have an interest.
We all grow roses.
Great.
Some of us are interested in exhibiting roses in rose shows, whereas others just like to grow them, like gardening.
So speaking of that, you have a rose show, judging, and an event here.
We do.
When is that?
On June 11th, which is Saturday. We will have our annual rose show here in the Education Building at Oakland Nursery. We've been having it here for, almost 10 years now.
Wow.
We used to have it at the Park of Roses.
Right.
In the shelter house.
Jim and I are both board members of the Park of Roses, and so Oakland Nursery has supported both the club and the Park of Roses for a long, long time.
The founder of Oakland Nursery, Gus Reiner, was one of the original members of the Columbus Rose Club, and so they've been very supportive of the club over the years.
That's great. So I do want to talk roses for a minute. A lot of people are getting roses at this time of year. They may have gotten them for Mother's Day. They, they start blooming, and people say, "I need roses," but they're a little bit intimidated, about taking care of them. What are some of your tips?
It depends on the type of rose that you buy. There are some roses that are very disease resistant and very winter hardy, and of course that's the ideal situation because you don't have to spray for diseases and you don't have to protect them very much for the winter. And so I tend to grow the ones that are a little bit more fussy, hybrid tea roses, and those you have to spray to prevent diseases.
Sure.
And they have long stems, which is why I like them.
Right.
And so you can cut them and put them in a vase at home. I also like to show them in a rose show. But the public in general prefers roses that don't take as much care, and that would be the ones that are called knockout roses. They all aren't knockouts, but they're all related because
landscape roses.
Landscape roses, exactly. And so those are basically the two types. We also have miniature roses now, which became very popular after World War II, and up until the time the knockouts became so popular, the miniatures were really gaining popularity because you can put them in a planter or plant them along the edge of other garden plants. But now the knockout roses are really taking over.
Well, roses are just such gorgeous, old-fashioned. They bring back memories of people and relatives sometimes. So June, I say, go out to the Park of Roses, but also come to Oakland Nursery. They have the largest selection of hand-potted quality roses right here on site, and all different types. So be sure, come to Oakland Nursery, any one of the 4 locations, and you're going to find roses. And you want to get those, plant those, find the ones that you have time to take care of, and really enjoy them.
Yeah, you can grow them in pots if you want. That takes a little more effort because you have to be sure you keep them watered. But I plant mine in the ground. I don't like to have to worry about them now.
How many roses do you have?
I have about 600.
600 roses. Wow. That takes a little bit of time.
It does.
But you enjoy it.
But I'm retired.
And so you enjoy it.
And I do.
That's what people really like. So really, on June 11th, Saturday. Come out. They are going to have some judging here of the roses, but then it will be open to the public, so you can come in and enjoy these roses that are grown by professionals and rosarians.
Well, we aren't professionals.
Enthusiasts.
We're amateurs, but
Enthusiasts.
enthusiasts, yes, for sure.
All right. I'm Bill Dawson, horticulturalist here at Oakland Nursery, and I'll see you next time.